Hi, in this episode we're going to be talking about the kind of cameras that we take scuba diving. In getting this right, not only will you save money, but you'll get the right kind of kit for you, and you'll look cool doing it. Hi, I'm Andy the Northern Diver, and welcome to another video in this series of scuba diving tutorials. In this episode we're going to be talking about video and stills cameras. If this is your first time here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. That way it's an easy access to all the other videos that we've made. If you hit the bell button, you'll get a notification every time we post a new video. If you don't have a YouTube account, I'll post a link up here. That way you can be shown dead easy steps on how to go about setting up your own account. So you can like, you can comment and subscribe to our channel. And make sure you stick around, because at the end I'll be giving you my top tip. So I think most beginners then, they start off on a bit of a budget, and like I did, I bought just the Billy basic camera that's waterproof to the kind of depths I'll be diving. The first one we got was a GoPro Hero 4. As you can see, I've put a little bolt snap just through the bottom here, just nip that up nice and tight. It's dead simple. I can clip it to my kit, especially when I'm taking students in the water, and my hands will stay free then, and when I need it, just unclip it, pop it on, do whatever I need to do, and then when I'm done, turn it off and clip it back on. So more recently then, we've stepped up our game. We were trying to create better content, certainly for YouTube or just for ourselves, so we've got memories when we're older and we can see what we've done. So I bought, or my wife bought for me, I got the new Hero 8, and I've bought this little frame so I can carry it like that. It's got two video lights. The big difference between a video light compared to your torch light is it's just a floodlight, not a spotlight. So in videoing a particular thing of interest, it's not going to just bleach that out with such a bright light. It's just going to give an overall ambient light around it. So what I've got into more recently then is taking sort of either wide angle or macro pictures underwater. So that could be of a great big shipwreck, close up of an octopus. So what you want is a kind of camera that can not only zoom in and out, but change the lens so you can see what you want to see from the pictures you want to take. So I've got this big jobby. So basically it's just a stills camera that's got a really good means of taking video underwater as well. You can change the lenses on it. On the front of these they have a port. So this is a dome port that's on the front now for a wide angle lens or a fisheye lens. You can unscrew that, take it off and put a flat port on, so the glass is flat as opposed to curved, and that's for macro photography. It also has what's called a focus light, and that can be in one of three colours. So you can have it just normal white light is what we would use on your torch. You can have red, that if you've got fish that tend to get a little bit nervous, so you put the red light on, they can't see the red light, so it lights them up, so if it's quite dark in the water, your camera can see it and focus on it. And then we've got an ultraviolet one, so if you come across coral reefs and that, and you put the ultraviolet light on, it makes them light up in ways that, like fluorescent ways that you wouldn't normally get from your lights. Then the flash, which would normally be on the top of the camera when you press the shutter release button, flashes. We've made that external, so we break down the gap between the actual lens and the subject. So we use these, which are called, either people call them flash guns or strobes. So we can position this in and around the subject, so it lights up the area that the subject's in rather than the gap between your lens and the subject. So you cut out all the crap that's in the water. These are like more of a proper keen photographer's kind of set of kit, rather than just some hobbyist that just wants to go diving once a year and taking a photograph every now and again. You know, this takes some real training and practice to get anywhere near good at it, and they're phenomenally expensive as well. You're not just talking a few £100 like you would be for a GoPro. That's not to say though that the GoPro doesn't just take decent stills. It does, but the main difference is you can't really focus that. You can't change much of the angle or the perception that the lens has. So if you want to take proper good stills pictures, you want to get a proper camera, the either system or a DSLR. That way you can change the lenses on them and the makeup of what it's going to do. If you just want an all-round camera, maybe an action camera is great, because if you go mountain biking, you can stick it on your handlebars. If you go parachute jumping, you can stick it on your helmet. If you go walking with your dog, you can carry it in your pocket, pull it out, take a little snap of a squirrel running around or whatever, show all your mates. But they're the three kind of cameras setups that we have. So one just for Billy basic snaps, taking pictures of your students that you're instructing. We've then got a much better setup for video. It's on the Goodman handle, so you can carry on doing a task whilst you've got hold of your camera. It's got video lights on it. Or the more sort of professional setup of an underwater camera. So my top tip for using a camera underwater consists of 4 different things that you need to carry in order to make sure you can keep using it. So first of all would be carry spare batteries. Carry as many as you can afford to carry. Make sure they're fully charged before you leave for the dive site. Second of all, carry yourself a spare memory card. Doesn't matter really how small it is compared to the one you would normally carry, but if the one you're carrying ends up being full after your first dive and you can't take any more video or stills or whatever, if you've got a spare, you can take more. Every O-ring, every now and again, needs a clean and needs some fresh grease on. So fortunately I've got some from Olympus that came with one of my cameras or my lenses or whatever. Carry the spare O-ring grease and you can grease it up and then it works properly and you don't flood your camera that costs you a fortune. And last but not least, silica gel. You can buy these in different types of forms and packets or whatever. Soak up patches that you can put inside your GoPro housing. Carry them and it stops either your lens or your housing steaming up while you're under the water and fogging up just as a great big shark goes straight past you. They're my 4 top tips. So if you'd like to leave a comment below, tell me the kind of camera you use and the setup that works for you. Maybe give me some ideas on how I can improve my setup, or tell me if my setup's helped you improve you. Other questions or comments, leave them in and I'll be sure to get back to you and give you a thumbs up. Thanks very much. And make sure you watch the rest of the videos in this series so you can catch up on all things scuba and learn to be a better scuba diver. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. See you on Insta.